Hey Shelby Bells, it's Shelby. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in for another video. In today's video, you guys, we have to talk again about Travis Scott and this time Kylie Jenner, because it looks like after all of this tragedy and the drama circulating the Astroworld Festival, where many people lost their lives and were injured, there's a lot of lawsuits and a lot of drama and controversy surrounding Travis Scott right now, and also Kylie Jenner has been dragged into this, that their relationship just couldn't make it and they've broken up. At least that's what Radar Online says. Khloe Kardashian has some words to say as well about this. I thought I would share it all with you. If you're interested in hearing more about that drama, then make sure that you keep on watching.
I guess I really don't know what Christmas is all about. Isn't there anyone who knows what Christmas is all about?
Okay guys, so this story is by radaronline.com, and I mean, I'm not sure, you guys, sometimes Radar Online gets it right, sometimes they don't, but the title of this article is Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner Unreleased W Magazine Cover Story Leak on Social Media After the Editors Pull the Coverage Following Astroworld Tragedy. And basically the article is just about that. Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner were supposed to have this epic article in W Magazine. They were going to be on the cover, and it was about their unborn child that Kylie is currently pregnant with. But then the Astroworld tragedy happened, and W decided to pull the article. Well, within this article on Radar Online, they get into how Travis and Kylie are not together. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the article. Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner's W Magazine cover was leaked on social media after the editors reportedly pulled the coverage following the Astroworld tragedy that killed 10 people. The story features some pictures of the pair being intimate and posing together with their child, Stormy. In the leaked interview that accompanied the cover photos, the editor maintained the power duo is not together. According to Instagram account at the Jasmine brand, Travis and Kylie seemed very comfortable under the sheets, but even though they will soon have 2 children together, their daughter Stormy is 3, they are not a couple and haven't been in 2 years. The editors also revealed why they selected the pair to be featured on their magazine cover. We learned that the elusive and hugely successful Jenner was pregnant with her second child with one of the world's most famous musicians. But we were also reminded that despite their growing brood, Jenner and Scott were not actually a couple, the editor wrote. The writer also added the two were a real example of a family operating on their own terms. Last month, 50,000 people flocked into the NRG Stadium to support the rapper performing in his hometown in Texas. However, the event took a turn for the absolute worst after the crowd was pushed towards the front of the stage, creating a massive stampede. As a result, 10 people, including children, were killed while hundreds were injured. According to page 6, the co-parents' interview was taken and printed prior to the tragic events. An insider revealed the editors were scrambling to stop the issue from being shipped after learning about the deadly festival. W editors have cleared any planned coverage of Travis and Kylie from their website, but the magazine was already printed, and now they are trying to stop the delivery trucks, the source shared. In light of what happened at Astroworld, the interview and cover lines seemed inappropriate. Radar is told the decision to forego the issue was a joint one made by the magazine, Travis, and Kylie, but ultimately it was W that made that business decision. As Radar previously reported, Travis is currently being slammed with multiple lawsuits that could amount to billions of dollars in damages. Kylie posted on her Instagram story following the event saying, "Travis and I are broken and devastated." She added, "My thoughts and prayers are with all who lost their lives, were injured, or affected in any way by yesterday's events, and also for Travis, who I know cares deeply for his fans and the Houston community." So this article really was about kind of the W Magazine and everything, but they did say that someone said Travis and Kylie had not been together for like 2 years, and that, you know, they were just kind of like a different way of being a family or whatever. I don't know. I feel like when Kylie made her statement and she said Travis and I, that to me insinuated that they were an item. And I feel like we as the public have kind of perceived them to be an item for a while now. but I don't know. I mean, I don't think people are saying that's not the case anymore. And these people that wrote this article are kind of insinuating they're not an item together. Are they breaking up? Have they broken up? And then this magazine was just trying to make it seem like they hadn't been together in the first place because they don't want even more drama surrounding their breakup, given all the drama that's already going on with them right now. Could they have been like, hey, say that we haven't been together for this amount of time so that, people will think, oh, well, they weren't together anyway when they stop being together now after these events. I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of like where my mind goes with that, because it definitely to me seemed like by KYLIE's statement that they were an item, and also by just like, just KYLIE, just seeing from what I know about Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott, they definitely have seemed like an item for a while now. But, I don't know. I mean, if this article says, like, why would this article publish this if it wasn't true, I mean, I know what you guys are saying, that a lot of times the media doesn't get it right, and this was just from some Instagram account, and like, how do we know? Like, I don't know. But for me, it just seems like they seemed like an item before, and now people are saying they're not. I don't know. That's just what it sounds like to me. But Khloe Kardashian decided that she was going to defend her sister, Kylie Jenner, and kind of set the record straight. So Khloe went on to TikTok and responded to a TikTok made about this article saying, wow, I don't know why this magazine would write this, but they are very much a couple. I don't know. For me, Khloe has got her own situation going on right now with Tristan being a cheater, and apparently she's been just like very devastated behind the scenes about the whole thing. Tristan Thompson, if you guys are not caught up on this drama, Khloe's baby daddy, Tristan Thompson, has gone and got another woman pregnant. And this girl that he got pregnant is some personal trainer from Texas, of all places. Wow, way to give us a bad name, girl. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I don't really blame the girl as much as I blame Tristan, because the girl was probably single and Tristan is not single or was not single, and I don't understand. That whole thing with Khloe's its own mess, and so totally separate from all of this. But we do know the Kardashians, they stand together to defend each other, and they will do whatever they have to do to make their names not tarnished in the media. And it seems like to me they will take down anybody and everybody in their path to make that happen. For me, this whole thing with Travis and all of that, I think it's just his story and the Kardashian curse, honestly. I mean, there is not a man that's been, involved with the Kardashians that has not ended up messed up. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. And I think that Travis Scott was like one of the ones that we were like, okay, like he's coming out unscathed. Like there's no scandal going on with him, because if you think about it, what Kanye West got messed up, and obviously Lamar Odom, and I don't think that Caitlyn Jenner ended up messed up, because I don't think that anybody coming out as who they truly are as trans is messed up. Like that's just not how I view the world. But there was that major drama that happened with Caitlyn Jenner when she decided to come out as a transgender woman, and Lamar Odom, Kanye West, and then now people are coming after Tyga as well, because Tyga was involved with Kylie when she was underage, and so now Tyga's under a bunch of scrutiny. And Tristan Thompson, obviously his reputation is ruined now because of being with Khloe. Scott Disick had all these addiction problems and stuff after hanging out with Kourtney, and it just seems like there is just some sort of curse that happens when you involve yourself with a Kardashian. And now it looks like Travis Scott is requesting a dismissal of the lawsuits that are against him for the crowd crushing and stuff that happened at the festival. He's trying to get those dismissed, you guys. There's another article. This is on Complex magazine, or complex.com. I keep saying magazine, but this is definitely a website, not a magazine. It's complex.com. I'm going to go ahead and read you guys that article too. Travis Scott has requested the dismissal of one of the many lawsuits filed against him in the connection with the Astroworld Festival crowd crush that ultimately resulted in 10 deaths. The rapper filed legal documents this week, per TMZ, in which he asked for claims against him and his companies, Jack Enterprises and Cactus Jack by Jesse Garcia, to be dropped with prejudice. He's issued a general denial in response to the civil suit, which in legal terms means he denies responsibility for the deaths and over 300 injuries sustained at the festival. Sources close to the situation told the outlet that Scott is expected to issue similar dismissal requests in response to each of the civil lawsuits against him. There are 275 suits in total. On Friday, Variety reported that attorneys for both sides have filed a motion to consolidate the cases, and both defendants and the 2,500 or so plaintiffs have agreed to the move. 2,500, wow. The motion was filed as many of the suits make similar claims and were filed against the same parties, which also included Live Nation, Apple, and Drake, among others. If the motion goes through, it will be combined into a multi-district litigation, and Travis will only need to file the one dismissal request. Nearly every petition alleges the same or similar common fact questions related to the alleged negligence, such as failures of safety and security rules, crowd control and emergency response measures, and failures to provide adequate security, supervision, training, and care, reads the motion. It is expected that more cases will be filed, and the motion could cover any future suits related to the disaster. Travis Scott offered to pay for the funeral expenses of those impacted by the crowd crush, but his gesture has been rejected by multiple families. He has issued 2 statements via social media on the festival and said he was devastated by the deaths and injuries. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always really want to leave them with a positive experience, he said after Astroworld Fest. So he is trying to get himself out of this one. You guys, I don't think it's going to work. In my personal opinion, I believe Travis Scott is to blame for a portion of what happened at the Astroworld Festival. That is my opinion on that, okay? Is he solely to blame? No, Travis Scott is not solely to blame for the tragedy that happened at Astroworld Festival. He is not solely to blame, but he does have a responsibility in this, and he needs to own that. And I'm sorry, you're going to have to pay the price, and that's going to come monetarily, and your career is probably going to be suffering for a while. I have a couple coworkers that were like, oh no, he'll come out with some shoes or do a concert and it'll be fine. I really don't think so. I do not think that Travis Scott will be able to go on tour successfully and make money doing that for a very long time. And as you guys may or may not know, musicians that don't write their own music, and he does not write some of his own songs, they do not make a lot of money unless they are touring, or unless they get a major deal with like a merchandise deal like with Nike and Travis Scott. They don't make a ton of money otherwise. I really, really do think that it is unfortunate, but Travis Scott is going to have to pay the price for a lot of what happened here because he is partly responsible. We've seen the footage. He saw the people being taken out on stretchers, okay? There was an ambulance moving through the crowd, okay? There are plenty of opportunities to make something happen to stop the show. And we cannot deny that, okay? If you have a different opinion on that, you are welcome to have your own opinion on whatever it is, okay, about the situation and any situation that I talk about on my channel. I welcome that here, you guys. But in my personal opinion, Travis Scott does not have sole responsibility for this, but he does have a partial responsibility in this. So for him to request dismissal of himself from the lawsuits, from the 275 lawsuits, mind you, that have been filed against him in this so far, that's not okay with me. And I get why he's doing it, because when something comes after you legally, when someone comes after you legally and there's a case against you, you always try to get it dismissed. You always try to do this, okay? It's no shock to me that this is the route that he's taking. I just don't think that he has much of a case to get it dismissed. I really don't. I think that these people are going to get justice, and I think that he is partly to blame, so that he should be included still in these lawsuits. Now, Live Nation and I guess Apple, I don't really know what Apple really has to do with this. I know they were streaming the concert on Apple Music, and I actually saw some of the festival. Actually, this really kind of messes me up when I talk about it, but the part of the festival where everybody was getting hurt, I actually was watching at work, but from the viewpoint that you had on Apple Music, at least that I saw, I was watching on a small cell phone from like over somebody's shoulder and stuff. I didn't see it was like hysteria. I did see people moving towards the stage, but I didn't see the hysteria. But I guess they're being charged too because Apple was streaming the show. You know, Live Nation, the NRG Stadium needs to be held accountable for this. But Travis Scott definitely has some responsibility in this. And so it doesn't shock me that he's trying to get his part of this dismissed, because that's just what you do when you're trying to protect yourself legally. But I don't think he has much of a case, and I do think that, you know, his name will remain in many of the lawsuits. Will KYLIE stick by him in all of this? That's the thing. Like, will KYLIE, you know, stand by her man? You know, are they still together? Let us not forget, KYLIE was posting Instagram posts with the ambulance. That's how a lot of people out there noticed that there was an ambulance in the crowd, from Kylie Jenner's Instagram post. That's how I heard about this, is because of Kylie Jenner's Instagram post. I saw the ambulance. That's how I saw it. That's how millions of people saw it. And so, but will Kylie Jenner, will she stick by her man with this? You know, will they stay together through it? I don't know. I mean, it seemed like to me when it first happened and she made her statement that it seemed like they were very much a team, but now sources are saying that they're not. And that's just the gossip that's going around. I don't really know what's going to happen with it, but it wouldn't surprise me if the relationship did not last through this. And that's not a shade or a dig to either one of them in their relationship. It's just a really incredibly hard thing to go through as a couple. So it would not surprise me if they didn't make it through this. And also, Kylie's pregnant, and this is probably an incredible amount of stress on her. So it wouldn't surprise me if she made the decision to step away for her health and the baby's health that's, you know, she's pregnant with. Anyway, you guys, that's going to be it for today's video. If you did enjoy it, make sure you give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel down below. Don't forget to ring the bell so you're notified of all my future videos when they do post. Remember, all Shelby Bells ring the bell. And join the Bell Army, you guys. I do have memberships now available on my channel, and I would love to see you as a part of the Bell Army. So go ahead and do that. Press that join button and join the Bell Army. If you do decide to subscribe to the channel or become a part of the Bell Army, leave me a bell emoji in the comment section down below so that I know that you did, and I can welcome you to the family. If you liked today's video, YouTube should be suggesting a couple below for you to choose from, so I'd love it if you did that. And aside from that, guys, I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.